Well, there you have it, Kings fans. It is mathematically impossible for the Kings to make the playoffs. They've officially been eliminated, something I have been unofficially saying for about a month now since they played the St. Louis Blues, which at the time was their closest competition and needed to leapfrog ahead of them in that 4-point game and didn't manage to do it. There are probably a whole bunch of reasons that this season ended up the way that it did. Not having Quick for 60 games. That's going to do it. Budaj did an admirable job, but Quick steals more games than any goalie I know. He is truly a privilege to get to watch. And we were out. Our number one goalie. You can't be out your number one goalie for 2/3 of the season and still expect to do pretty well. You also can't get shut out in, was it 12, 13 games the Kings ended up getting shut out of so far this season? I mean, there are 4 games left in the season, so, there's chance for more. You can't not score and win games. Obviously, that's never going to happen. And you can't expect your goaltender to get a shutout every night when you're only scoring the one. So lots of issues, lots of little things. I'll probably do a season recap at the end of this and just wail in despair. But feel free to wail with me since we are officially eliminated by the Arizona Coyotes. In the Western Conference, there is one team that has a worse record than them, and that's the Colorado Avalanche. This is the team we were eliminated by. We played them 3 times at home and we lost all 3 times to Arizona. That is, as Luke said today, that is unacceptable. There was a tribute to Bob Miller before. It was Storytime with Bob, and it was amazing. Bob Miller the Kings are not going to be the same without him calling games. But Luke came out at the beginning, and he said essentially, we know that this is not where we want our organization to be. It is an unacceptable position for us to be in, and we want to thank the fans for, coming along with us this far, and just rest assured, keep your faith in us. We will be tweaking things over this offseason. We still have a great core of players, and we expect us to still be in that cup window next year. I'm reading into that Sutter is no longer going to be with us next year. Again, something I'll talk about later, but I find him not effective this season, as proved by, so many things from this game. The first period was a microcosm of everything the LA Kings do wrong that make you want to tear your hair out. In the first 5 minutes, they had 6 shots on goal, and the Arizona Coyotes had none, and yet we almost gave up the first goal. That is so LA Kings, it just makes you want to cry. By the end of the game, I think we had 36 shots on goal, and they had 15. That's ridiculous when you're losing the game 2-1. So their first goal did not come on their first shot, but dear God, it should have. Jonathan Quick is a Cirque du Soleil magician. He is Gandalf, none shall pass. He is a Jedi. All of these things you want to say about Quick, they are true, and this is why it is a joy and a privilege to get to watch him play hockey. I'm not even going to talk over this because you really just need to wash in how phenomenal this play was. Does that, and everyone is still in awe 2 minutes later after the TV timeout, standing ovations, still clapping. Wow. Can you imagine what our season would have been like if he was in net? And okay, that's just gonna make me cry. So he's phenomenal. The Kings get a power play, which again, microcosm of this season, do absolutely nothing with. To their credit, I believe they've given up on the dump and chase on the power play, so thank God for that. But it's still a very ineffective power play. They don't move the puck quickly. They don't do it in a way that confuses or surprises their opponent. They're very easy to stop on the power play, and that's sad. About a minute and a half left in the first period, we get our first penalty, Alec Martinez for interference, and less than a minute into that, they score. Because, of course, they do. There is a coach's challenge. Daryl Sutter decides he's going to use that. It is offside. And he was correct. The goal is waved off. The Kings have life again. We're going to get out of this period with less than... No, never mind. We're not. So instead of being down a goal 34 seconds before the end of the period, we were down a goal 13 seconds before the end of the period, which is the most LA Kings thing ever. A, giving up the first goal. B, giving up 2 goals in rapid succession. I don't care that one of them didn't count. C, doing something good like getting the first goal waved off and turning around immediately and doing something stupid like getting the second one. So the first period was just, it really is a perfect example of all of the things the Kings are not doing. So we go into the second, and that just gets even more depressing. 3 minutes and 9 seconds into the period, this happens. We have a complete failure to clear the zone when we could have. They are buzzing around the net. There is a lack of coverage, and sure enough, puck in the back of the net, 2-0. So we're down 2-0 pretty early on into the third, and it's been a couple of minutes towards the end of that period where the Kings haven't scored or had a shot, and there's a total of about 10 minutes. I think it's officially 9 minutes and 36 seconds where the Kings have not had a shot on goal, which is the other weird phenomenon that the Kings have, where they're shoot the crap out of you so easily and not score, and then not shoot anything for 10 minutes. Drives me crazy. So they finally get some stuff happening. They get a power play, and they don't score so much as the other team lets the puck slide over the line. I don't have a replay of this because they never showed it in the stadium. But essentially what happens is Alec Martinez snipes it, and it's not going in the net, but then it hits 2 defensemen's skates from the Coyotes and slides past Mike Smith. So it's really not something that you can credit LA with doing well. They just happen to be lucky. And the other team happened to be unlucky. Oh, I'm sorry. That happened early in the third period. Either way, the Kings were not doing very well at all, at anything. So when we finally get the 2-1 goal, there's like 15 minutes left in the third period, and you're thinking maybe this is a good time to get life into them, and they do everything they can. The refs are doing everything they can. There were 4 penalties in the third period, and there was about 1 minute and 22 seconds of puck being pulled. So essentially, the Kings have almost half a period of having an extra man on the ice, and they still can't do any more than accidentally get a shot in the net. It's so frustrating, and you can see why they're not making the playoffs. They had 36 shots, I think. It was 34 at some point, and I'm sure that they got more by the end of the third because it was 34 very, very close to the end. Like, I will never understand how you can have that many shots on goal when you have a guy like Tanner Pearson who is sniping right at the front of the net, and it should be getting past the guy's shoulder, and instead he's shooting it straight into the shoulder. You're just talking yourself out of money in your contract when it's supposed to be renewed at the end of this year, dude. No one was stepping up except Drew Doughty, who, bless his heart, would carry this entire team on his shoulders and play 60 full minutes like Quick does if he could, because Quick was the only other player on the ice doing anything effective. I actually feel so bad for them because they try and they play their hearts out every day. Even, you know, Dustin Brown, he was doing something. He was camped out at the front of the net, right by Smith, great screen, ready. He was like, give me the puck, I will deflect it in. He was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. It was beautiful net front presence. Kings couldn't get him the puck. It was, I can't say it's depressing more times without alcohol. So I may just end it here, especially since there's no Chris Sutter there. So there wasn't even a dance cam moment worth remembering, unfortunately. But that's officially it. The Kings play 3 more times at home, 1 more time on the road, and the only consolation I have from this is that the Blackhawks and the Ducks do not get to claim that they eliminated us. We were officially eliminated by one of the worst teams in the league, which is really quite fitting for how the rest of this season is gone. So until the next game, I believe we have Edmonton and we have Calgary, and then we have the Blackhawks, which is Bob Miller's last game, and then away with the Ducks. And then I'm officially becoming a Caps fan. So go J-Will!